a garden that began as part of the urban gardening curriculum at UTC to teach students about food literacy. But it's now benefiting people in our community who would not otherwise get fresh fruit and vegetables. And now you can get involved as well.
I have noticed that youth from these days have no idea even how to grow one plant.
That's the reason UTC Associate Professor Jose Barbosa wanted to turn this undeveloped plot of land into a garden, planted, watered, and harvested by UTC students, staff, and volunteers like Maggie.
It is nice to be actually figure out like how plants grow, because I had no idea it took so long. Like I kind of had an idea until like you came out here. You're like, oh, it's been growing for 4 months. I'm like, oh, okay. I didn't know that.
So on one end of the field, we've got everything from tomatoes to peppers to cucumbers.
It's not a community garden per se,
but it's very much something that complements and benefits the local community.
Associate Dean Joe Wilforth explains it's a teaching and learning space in the middle of a food desert.
It's a space where you can't get locally grown or whole foods. Food is for the most part a food-like substance that comes from a plastic bag or out of a plastic bottle.
Students in the urban gardening class work extensively with the dirt and plants, but professors hope to garden across the curriculum, integrating courses from sociology to the fine arts.
See? That's a big squash.
In addition to the lessons, an abundance of fresh veggies.
In principle, 1/3 of everything we produce here will go to the community kitchen, Chattanooga Community Kitchen.
Go straight to people who would likely not receive garden fresh produce. They've already made a few deliveries.
Butternut squash. And that's the one that is going out to the kitchen today. And that sweet potato, I intended to flood the community kitchen with sweet potato for Thanksgiving.
Definitely a new respect for even like small farmers, big farmers on how they can actually mass produce.
But beyond the main goal,
teach the young generation how to produce their own food.
A surprise lesson worth much more.
It's not as difficult as it looks to help out the community kitchen or just help out your neighbors and everything. Like a lot of food has come from this plot already to help, and we hope to have more corn stuff for Thanksgiving.
When we were there on Wednesday, they delivered a harvest to the Chattanooga Community Kitchen. The delivery included 109 pounds of butternut squash, 8 pounds of yellow squash, and 1.5 pounds of okra, plus some tomatoes and zucchini, and that was on top of what they had already delivered previously when they first harvested. It is pretty cool what they're doing out there.
That's a bunch of stuff.
It is, and you know, it's right out there by Engel Stadium, kind of an area that was undeveloped and just not being used for anything.
Yeah, there's a lot of areas around there that kind of get overgrown and such, and so yeah, good.